Last time you talked to Aaron Rodgers was when?
We text every once in a while. I want to say it was the latter part of this season, but it was nothing more than, inside jokes and humor. I'm sure he needed that at that point in the season.
So it's not a conversation. It's not a close relationship.
I mean, it's close, but I mean, I'm not going to ask him in the middle of the season or the latter parts of the season like, "Hey, what are you thinking for next year? Are you going to stick with the Jets? You going to the Vikings? I mean, what's going on here?" So, I'm sure I'll find out like everybody else, but as we know, he's an enigma.
Was he that way though in Green Bay? It wasn't put on a national stage for us.
But when you say was he that way, what are you referring to?
An enigma,
Yeah, no, he was. But he
different.
was. Yeah, different. And difference not. I don't mean that in a negative connotation. He's always been different. I've always said, you compare him to some of these other quarterbacks. I'm gonna call them the rah guys, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but leaders of team who bring the huddle together. The Drew Breeses, the Peyton Mannings. I always compared him growing up in L.A. To Kobe. If you wanted to be great and you wanted to be better, you would gravitate towards him, and then he would bring you in, and that's why you saw the relationships he had with Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams, Greg Jennings. They were elite at the time, and he was able to form that chemistry because those guys had such a strong bond.
So he led by example.
He led by absolutely. He led by example. I mean, practice was so competitive, so much fun. I mean, he was trying to go at us. It wasn't this, lovey-dovey, hey, you'll get him in the game. It was we were going after each other.
But Kobe, there was a fear factor there. Like Kobe wanted to crush you even if you were his teammate. Like I want you to be great.
Yeah.
Was Rodgers like
Well, I
that?
mean, it's a little different when you're dishing out the ball like
Yeah.
like Aaron was to his receivers. But yeah, I think, you know, when is enough enough? Is four MVPs enough? I'm sure he wanted five. And that's why I truly make that comparison to him because I think he wants to crush you. Now, obviously, we're on the same team, but in practice, that's no different. And I'm sure, watching him this year, you see those glimpses of what he has. And I don't know what that means moving forward. I thought for me, it was pretty telling when he walked off the field with Devontae with his arm around him. And we remember when he walked off the field with Randall Cobb in Green Bay, what that meant. So we'll see if I'm reading into it too much, just being a fanboy, or what's going to happen. But
So
I'd love to see him
you
keep
think
playing.
he's going to play one more year?
I think he should play one more year. Do I think he will? I don't know.